Do we actually have to keep doing that now that we found out how to like? Do you actually do the noise reduction?
Well, no. You need the. Hold on.
Are you kidding me? Put the damn headphones on, man.
No, you need the 5 seconds because that's what creates the static.
Oh yeah.
So when the static goes on for that 5 seconds, we gather that 5-second sound and then utilize that for the background of the rest of the video.
You're right.
So yes, it's necessary.
Yeah.
Wow. So
that sums up pretty much. Well, dude.
It's been a hell of a past
2 days.
2-3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, it's been fucking nuts. I mean, a lot of shit's going down. I mean, I think I was talking about it today with one of my clients, and it's pretty fucking insane because now, amongst all quarantine and everything going on, and top of what's going on currently
we are
today,
in chaos.
People are really like getting into drinking more, doing drugs more.
Really?
All sorts of stuff, man. Yeah.
Where do you find that?
Well, I'm just saying, in general, people are like are so stressed out.
Oh yeah, dude. But at the end of what was it? It was 2 days ago. Was that Wednesday when the whole thing at the Capitol happened? It was Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
The 6th. I can't tell you. I tweeted. I was like, I need a drink, but I didn't actually have a drink.
Yeah,
but it was like a joke. But like a lot of people, I'm sure, were like, I need a fucking drink.
Well, yeah, and then not to mention it's dry January.
Yeah, that didn't last very long.
Can you imagine?
We're what, 6 days in?
There's no way. I don't think there's even a way. Like
no way, dude.
But like even then, like I was talking to my client.
I didn't really think it was that. Like I'm not very politically inclined, so I didn't think it was like. I was just like, oh wow, these guys are idiots for doing that. But like the magnitude of what they did and how they got in is ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole thing was just.
Did you see the picture or the video of the cop taking a selfie with the fucking?
I did, and I also saw one of the other videos where the cop was actually visibly waving people in. So I'll send you the video afterwards. But he literally had a guy like was waving people like, "Come on, let's go," like trying to bring people to go into the Capitol. There's a legitimate video of that. It's nuts.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently he was on their side, but he was.
See, I see it like two ways. So you see that, but then would you rather close it and have them destroy more of the outside of it, or would you rather just like bring them? It's two ways, man.
When he wait, so
think about it. So they were closing the doors, not letting them come inside, right?
Right.
So then they started destroying windows and destroying shit outside.
So are you saying that you would rather have them come in willy nilly?
I don't know. See, I don't know what the situation is.
You can't because they had to evacuate everybody from inside. So there were people inside.
And then they're like,
so they had to blockade the doors.
And then they said there wasn't violent, but then one of the police officers that worked inside the Capitol died. Did you see that?
5 people died.
5 people. They said it was only one. That girl got shot in the neck.
Yep. No, 5 of them died. 5 of them died.
Dude.
So I mean,
but no, it was peaceful. They were peaceful, but people died. I don't know how peaceful that you die peacefully. I don't think that's how that works.
And I think the arrest rates went up. They went up to about like 80 and 90.
Well, you didn't see really shit happen until nighttime.
Yeah.
That was just one video we saw.
Yeah, that's true.
That one guy who just like went fucking crazy on that one guy.
He went bonkers and slammed his ass to the ground.
He was like screamed like fuck shit and then pushed this guy.
Yeah,
bro,
get the fuck out the way.
Hilarious, bro. No, he just screamed like this weird phrase and then just started fucking this guy up.
It was the cop.
I need to send it to you. Yeah, I don't need to send it to you.
I saw it.
Bro, it's so funny. I was dying.
Yeah, I mean, shit. We're 7 days in, 8 days now. It's January the 8th, Friday.
Crazy.
And are we gonna have like another 2020?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, but how can you?
You can't be sure. I mean,
where do you make your judgment based off of that?
Because all this shit happens, and I'm not. I just like, it's just because of who's in charge of us right now. I think.
Well, I think that's part of it, but
that's causing everyone to.
At the same time, it's bleeding in.
Yeah, I mean it's bleeding in, but we haven't like what's worrisome is that we have 2 more weeks of this.
Right. That's what I mean.
That's scary.
So,
but I think once
there's consequences to actions.
Right.
There are consequences to actions, so that means things don't just end from one day to the next.
No,
that's what I mean.
That's what everyone thought was going to happen. Like,
right.
Like Trump was just going to become this different person because it's 20. No, man,
yeah, because 2021, and then all of a sudden everything's okay. But that's what I mean.
Shit. Same
that's
bullshit.
What I think, and so I think it's all going to just bleed in. And I don't know.
So you think it's going to be 2020.2?
Well, yeah, I think part of it until number one, we get COVID under control. But number two, like
that's gonna be tough.
Now you've opened up a window where you're seeing how people really act, and you're seeing the reality of society here in the U.S. And you think about it, it's like, oh well, all those people, they're extremists, they're radicals. You know, that doesn't represent us. But did you see how many people were there?
Yeah.
How many people are amongst us like that in the country?
Yeah. My thing is,
it's mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Those people were before 2016 and all this stuff happened. Mm-hmm. Those people were kind of like hidden. They didn't come out because
But why?
Because they were outnumbered when they had a Democratic president. No, first of all, president was black before that.
True.
Right.
True.
So of course, like they're outnumbered. Right. Obviously. Then when they have somebody who's in power, mm-hmm. who thinks like they do and doesn't have a filter and doesn't think before he talks.
I see what you're saying.
And just says things. It's like, oh, I can do the same thing because my president does this.
Right. Oh,
so that's what that happens.
This is my time.
This is my time. Now that it's not going to happen anymore, it'll go. I think, my opinion, it'll just go back to the way it was before.
I really hope it does.
And they'll just recede back into their holes, and hopefully things will get better.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, how are we able to fix that? Like in the future, how are we able to fix?
I don't think it's ever been more like this. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Racism was openly displayed on Wednesday.
It was.
It was. Oh, like if you had any doubts, like, oh, racism. No, it was 100%. It was 1,000%.
It was just
displayed.
based off of actions and
dude.
And like I said before, we started the podcast, and well, today before we press play, or record, whatever.
Press play.
So before we press record, I was saying that racism isn't just black and white.
No.
Like, okay, that's a really
It's an
bad
ideology, bro. So it's a way of thinking.
Right. It's not just calling somebody a certain name or not being able to serve a certain person based off skin.
Yeah.
It extends far beyond that.
Yeah.
And it extends to certain actions and things that you do that you don't even really think about, or things that you might, the way you treat other people. It goes far beyond just name calling.
It's a mindset.
That's the thing.
It's a whole. It's systemic, bro. It's how you're raised.
Systemic. It's how you're raised. It's how certain situations are handled compared to other situations, and it's very much alive today. And you're right. I agree with you. I totally.
I know. I saw something the other day. It was like people are starting to want to like cap, the age for people who are in Congress. Like, bro, Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, you mean like just
and Mitch
all those
McConnell,
guys?
Bro, they were born in the 40s.
Right.
In the 40s. That means that they grew up in a time when segregation was still very much alive.
Mm-hmm. And it's
what the hell?
Partly alive today.
It's alive. It's under wraps, but it's alive. But they were brought up in a time when that was like it. So that's in their heads, bro. That's just how they lived. Why should
I do think that
should someone born in 1940 be in 2020 calling shots?
Yeah. I do have some disagreement about that, but at the same time, like, I think you do have to realize that people do have to change and change their mindset. Not everyone does.
Yeah.
But I think it's important I do think that even at their age, they're older people.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. I think having a cap on a certain age to determine certain shots here.
Yeah, because sometimes you just add a tune, man. It's like we make fun of like my boss
or your grandparents, or like not being able to mess with technology.
They're just stuck in their ways, and it's not a bad thing. It's just it
could be though.
I mean, it could be, but for like when I talk about my boss, and they're just they're not technologically sound. They always need help. Like yesterday with
they're not savvy
with the virtual booth thing, he was like, "Oh, I don't know how to work any of this." I'm shit. I don't even know. I don't know either. I don't know either, man. But it's just like they're just stuck in there. Like they don't. So I'm just like, the other thing I saw, was when I was actually when everything was happening on Wednesday. I was watching CNN, and of course CNN's super left.
It's left leaning, more Democratic. More Democratic.
And one of the Republicans who was obviously he was somewhere locked down during this whole thing. He was saying that like he's absolutely embarrassed about the way things, how it played out,
right?
And what the president said, and how it pretty much egged them on. And he was saying how basically like they're getting overrun. The Republican Party is getting overrun by the youth. Because now our generation is like growing up, and we're so laid back, and we're so much different than the generations before us.
I agree.
That we're all not all, because we've seen some people that
we're facing a lot of backlash as a younger generation.
Yeah, because we're not like them. We don't see things the same way. No, it's much different.
It's much different,
and you see that with our what we see about like marijuana and like stuff like that. It's just so much different than
working less
there.
throughout the week and having
so
more downtime, rest time.
It's so much different.
But these things have been studied. But these have been studies.
And he was saying that, he was like, Biden won, I get it, Democratic, whatever. He goes, but our party's going to suffer in the next coming election and the elections after that, because we're literally being overrun by this youth who is leaning way more towards being a Democratic, Democrat, sorry, and
being open to change.
Yeah, and it's like, we need to fix this. I'm like, well, it's not really much to fix. He said it straight up, like, things are changing like every day, and it's going to be changing for a long time for our generation.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, especially amongst younger people, we thrive in understanding studies and looking at studies and determining what's best for us as best quality of life.
Yeah, we're very
things like that.
Because like we're a generation of like Google, bro. Like,
even this podcast, like I mean, people like this weren't doing things like at our age back then. There was 9
to 5, and that was it.
It was
go get a job,
right? And then you had the radio station, and that was their thing. That was it. There's no
TV, I guess.
Yeah. And people doing things like this, talk shows. We're 25-year-olds having a talk show.
Yeah.
And it's like so different, but our quality of life and the way we think and the way we approach our daily lives and the opportunities that are available nowadays are so different than they were in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, when these people grew up. So yeah, it's going to change. Absolutely, it's going to change. I mean, there was change happening when they were kids too. Yeah. I mean,
it was just different change.
That's just it's just a normal part of life.
Yeah.
But I totally agree. I mean, mainly younger people who have been suffering due to the fact that many of the conservatives that were in power, we've kind of been stuck. Certain things will take, rent increases for, or for example, rent has been increasing and minimum wages stay the same. That's just one example.
Yeah.
You can argue about that all you want, but that's the reality of the situation.
Living by yourself in 2021 or 2020 itself is expensive as
right. And in 2021, it's only increasing in price.
Yeah.
You got things costing more, where jobs are paying less. I mean, more problems for younger individuals to move out of home. Right. Just in general, those are the things that are occurring. So, I mean, yes, lots of younger people are seeking change and are stepping up and voting and applying that to their voice and to their vote. And so things are going to change. And we're a product of basically all these things that were taking place between 2016 and 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So of course it's going to happen. And so, and I think that's a good segue to kind of talk about what we want to talk about is like, how do we approach the upcoming 2021 year? It's, we're 8 days in, shit is still happening. Problems are still happening. People are still, locked in. We're still quarantining, quote unquote, trying to as much as possible. We've been inside for over almost a year. Things are tough. So my question is like, how do we break away from that? And how do we keep our heads up? How do we, apply positive thinking and mindsets to what we're able to do in this upcoming year?
Right. That's what, one of the things you said about like going like into last year is like, I think last year was weird, right? It was strange. For me, I took it as like it was almost like time was like stood still. It was weird.
It was a growing point almost.
It was a growing point. And that's what like we talked about, like maybe mistakes that we would have made before we came into this year.
Right.
I don't know if me personally, did you think you made any mistakes last year?
I think, overall, I feel like I was able to capitalize a lot more than what I thought I would.
Same.
In terms of mistakes,
yeah, it wasn't. I don't think I didn't gauge.
I don't really consider much of what I did as a mistake, because I think if I wouldn't have started the podcast or focus on my business a little bit more, that would be a huge mistake. I think time did in a sense kind of stand still in those particular moments, and that's honestly kind of a privileged thing to say, because you know what?
It really is, dude, because a lot of people suffer.
We're kids, and so we still get help from our parents, but you know what? Like, I'm gonna recognize that and say, hey, you know what? That is kind of a privileged thing to say.
Yeah.
But for the people that did need help, shit
it was tough. Yeah, that's what when I say that it stood still, I mean like for us. I'm talking here, like here. I'm not talking about everyone else. I'm saying how I felt and what happened for me. Like, dude, I tried so much different shit last year.
I mean, you were lucky to maintain your position, but for someone who was unemployed, like I 1000% took unemployment benefits and used that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and I used that. That was something I needed. That was something that I had used and converted over to, taking care of myself as well as pursuing my business.
It kind of worked out though, because you had just moved home too.
Right.
And it was like home. Almost like kind of, the same.
Well, yeah, really. I moved home and then I got furloughed and then ultimately terminated from my position. So yeah. Yeah, no, it did work out in my favor, but in terms of
in your favor.
In my favor.
In your favor, but I meant like looking at last year, dude, we tried a whole bunch of different shit that I don't think I would have ever tried before. I just took it as a year.
Especially if you were locked in home.
Right. I knew that I was going to be at home a lot, so I was like, I might as well try a whole bunch of different stuff. And I did. So I don't really see it as like a mistakes point of view. I saw it as like I grew a lot as a person.
Right. And it's crazy.
Which I'm sure a lot of people did, man. It was a wild year.
And I think if you didn't spend that time focusing on yourself a little bit more while you were at home, I think that's a mistake.
That was a mistake. Yeah,
I think that's a mistake. But I mean, as this whole thing's bleeding into 2021, I think you need to recognize, hey, you know what? I do need to spend that time for myself. I do need to start doing things, meditate more, read more, clean up my nutrition and exercise and track my budget and, all these sorts of things. I think taking that time, if you didn't take the time in 2020, those are mistakes. And they're not serious mistakes, but, you could have very well capitalized on that because you were at home.
Right.
And we were all quarantining. We were all, stuck in place,
quarantine,
not able to go out and work and do those things.
Do things that normal life.
Right. Normal life stuff. So I think, if I wouldn't have done those things, I would consider this a mistake. I think the one mistake that I guess I would kind of look back and think about is understanding my budget a little bit more.
Yeah, same.
In terms of...
Should have saved more money, absolutely.
Sure. I think everybody could save more money, The
thing with that is a lot of people just been shopping and they got bored and started buying shit.
Right. It's like, oh, well, you know what? I've been at home and this and that. I'm still working. I earn this. This is how I earn things now. I spend money on buying stuff. And truth be told, that's what made us happy while we were at home.
I mean, yeah.
Buying alcohol, too.
Distraction, yeah.
It's a distraction and it's a way to get away and ultimately relax and whatever. So, I think that's mainly my big thing is that I need to learn to budget more, track things in and out. I think I could do a lot better of that here in 2021. Did you personally make any New Year's resolutions for this upcoming year? Did you make any for 2020?
No, I never do that.
Okay. I made some for 2020.
I think, I don't really see that because they don't ever fulfill it. They don't ever stay. That's a big
It's crazy. Well, we talked about that in mid-year on our other podcast.
Yeah, we did.
I had actually created a resolution for myself.
Did you really?
2020.
And in 2020?
In 2020.
Oh, what was it?
It's funny. It was starting a podcast.
Oh, wow.
Starting YouTube. Focusing on business more. Networking more. And I put a dollar amount on how much I should make per year. I said I put $55K per year. I would need to make that. But I didn't budget, so that was where I kind of fucked up. So I never really got the chance to track the exact amount that I made last year. I could probably go back and determine from there, but it's a lot of work.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of going back and forth and doing. So that's where I kind of fucked up. I want to do that in 2021, so I kind of transferred that over.
See, I don't really make. I haven't made resolutions in like ever. I don't think I've ever been a person to do that. Mm-hmm. But like, I kind of just try to be better. That's like my thing. It's like you kind of sit back and you're like, okay, I did all this shit this past year. Like, how can I be better?
Right.
And I just go off that.
And that's good. And I think that's totally appropriate because most people don't stick to New Year's resolutions.
No, they don't. A lot of times you put it's almost like you put this thing, like this pressure on yourself, and sometimes you need that to get it done. Yeah. I get that. But like for me, it doesn't work because sometimes I just I'm just so free minded, bro, that I'll just do whatever. Yeah. And that's just how
Here's another one. I put start a YouTube. Mm-hmm. So we did the YouTube through the podcast, but I want to start it. Yeah, I wanted to start an individual YouTube, and I put start YouTube channel and gain 100 to 200 subscribers.
Well, that's on the way.
So that was kind of at the end of 2020, but never really got to the 100, 200 subscriber kind of thing.
Well, the podcast, the podcast was something we had talked about like for a long time, bro.
I think we talked about that back in 2019.
Dude, I remember because Rios was still here. Rios was still at work, and I remember we had to talk. We had to talk in my office during work. Yep. And we're like, we should start. But even before that, we were talking about it. We're like, we used to just talk in my office for like 2 hours. And
all right, this is what we're doing.
We would just talk about it, but we never actually did anything.
And that's why I placed it as my resolution for 2020.
Yeah.
And
And it happened. I mean, you did it.
But I feel like it only really kind of happened
because of quarantine. Yeah,
quarantine.
Yeah, it really did.
But it happened.
But it happened. I mean, you can't take
another
that
one.
away.
What I wanted to do is to build my Instagram to over 2,000 followers. So
are you there yet?
No, I'm like maybe 60 away. This year I put 3,000 to 4,500. So we'll see. I don't know.
See, that's kind of hard to gauge, man. That's tough.
That's tough.
Because you don't want to base your content off of
followers,
but that's a sign of growth, though.
Yeah, but I think I should put it like
I wouldn't put a lot of emphasis on that.
I don't, and I didn't
because it doesn't.
And I didn't, and just because I fell short, I didn't feel like you know what, fuck, I fucked up. No, I felt like what I was doing on Instagram was appropriate, and I'm still continuing to build my audience. Honestly, I haven't really cared about the followers. The followers have just come with that. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really give a shit about it. And
still haven't got that. What's his name? Adam Klink.
Oh, that guy. Bro, but he liked all my pictures.
That guy's weird, bro. Honestly, the funny thing is that I like have gone in and out of posting fitness stuff.
So for people that don't know, I mean, a lot of people aren't going to know this guy. He has the same name as me, Adam Klink.
Adam Klink, yeah.
He's an ambassador for Bear Performance Nutrition.
Yeah.
Supplement company in Round Rock or Cedar Park, Austin area.
Nick Bear.
And he's like a semi.
I think he owns he doesn't live here. He lives
owns
in Virginia.
a CrossFit.
He owns a CrossFit gym in Virginia.
Correct. And he's like a semi Instagram famous guy.
I don't know.
He follows Elijah, who like barely posts.
It was funny because I was like, I noticed not too long ago. I was like, damn, this guy follows me. Who the fuck? And I noticed he was a Bear Performance Nutrition guy, and I was like. And you're like, I always tag him. He doesn't follow me. But at the time, I wasn't even doing anything fitness related. Yeah. Nothing. And I was just like, I don't know why this man follows me.
Anyways.
But he does.
Yeah. Like the other day, he just liked all of my photos.
That was whack.
Commented,
that was weird.
But never gave me a follow.
You know the funny thing? He probably follows me and doesn't know that he follows me.
No.
If he saw he'd probably be like,
well, that's the thing. If you follow a certain amount of people, based off the algorithm itself, it won't show you everybody posts. Unless you legitimately scroll all the way down and like, go to where like you caught up. Yeah. But other than that, it won't show. So you don't really know if you're following anybody or what. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah. So
that's a funny story.
I should put on here Adam Klink, get a follow.
Like Matt Diavella does with The Rock. You're gonna call
exactly.
Call out Matt Klink.
Adam Klink.
Or Adam Klink, whatever.
Another thing I really want to do, but I didn't place on here, is actually become an ambassador for somebody. Mm-hmm. I do really stand by BPN's products. I do like their stuff. Their stuff tastes good.
I don't know why. Did you apply for the when he put that round out?
A long time ago. I think he have another one in February, but
February?
Yeah, I think I'd eventually want to become an ambassador either for Bucked Up, Optimum Nutrition, or BPN. Those are 3 companies I really stand by. So
I'm an ambassador for like 2 companies, but I don't ever act on them.
I don't think it means anything. Bucked Up ambassador really isn't like a real.
No,
because you just apply online.
There's like a lot of people that there was another one. I did one for. Well, actually, honestly, it's surprisingly the Insane Labs one, because I use a lot of their shit.
Right.
I do. I've progressively gone back to their shit over and over and over. So that's one company that I don't ever like post their shit anything. I should, because they still send me my thing that I make no money because I never promote my code.
I mean, honestly, you legitimately like it and you take it.
I actually do. The psychotic stuff. It seems whack and it seems weird, but that shit is amazing.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. But no, I actually want to be recruited as like an ambassador.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's different. That's a whole different ballgame.
I think with BPN would be really awesome. I do stand by their product. So
their shit's good, man. Their protein.
Every single protein I've taken is amazing. I really like the greens and reds.
That I'm not a fan of. I'm not
well, you haven't tried it.
But
you haven't tried it.
I've tried the green shit before.
No, you didn't.
Different brand.
But you haven't tried this one.
Not Bear, but
you said you said the same thing about cookies and cream. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Okay. off topic. Okay. The other one is to network and build more relationships, and I put in parentheses like how ? I do want to like extend out and maybe collaborate with maybe another potential fitness influencer if I get the opportunity to. Obviously, outside of whenever quarantine and COVID ends.
Yeah.
Possibly buy a rental property like a house and just rent it out to somebody. I do want to do that, or like do like a flip, like a property flip.
That's a lot of money, but yeah.
But I'd want to do it with my dad. So like halvesies it. Not on my own.
I was gonna say, damn, dude, that's a lot of money.
Well, because my contractor would give us a discount. He's building our house.
Well, I know that.
But that's how he would do the flip. Everything I pay him. I do some of the work myself as well because I know him. That sort of thing. And then I put
is that for this year? This is for last year.
This was for last year.
Gotcha.
But since COVID happened,
I mean, you kind of have to
push
it forward.
I think first and foremost, you got to focus on making the capital first. So that's what I did. And I think this year would probably be the year I want to do that. Probably a flip. I think a flip would be a flip or a rental.
By the end of the year, that'd probably be solid.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
And then get back into playing music.
Yeah.
And then I put in parentheses, just enjoy life a little bit more.
I think that's big, man. A lot of people get stuck.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get stuck in just the work process and not actually make a resolution to like enjoy something.
Right.
And that's why I wanted to get into like exploring more and like traveling more and doing those things. And you know, especially during COVID, like obviously within a safe environment where you're outside and, you know, you're not in confined spaces, like go out and travel and you can do those things.
I think like you playing music, that would take away kind of like the pressures of like doing all this stuff. Right. It takes away. That's like an escape. Yeah. I think that's what really fucked me up when I was trying to make music. I was trying like way too hard to make it like become something, and it fucked me up. And I was like, I don't want too much. And it became like when I sat and thought about it, I was like, do I like this enough to do this, or is it just a hobby? And I was like, well, it's just something I do like when I have free time.
And that's the thing. And that's another thing I want to mention is that people get so like, I heard the phrase somewhere, I don't remember where, but it was like when your only focus is on making it big and making money, and your only focus is to do that,
doesn't work.
You're not going to get the client.
No, man.
As soon as I started like really developing what I wanted my business to be, and like, you know, website, cleaning things up, and legitimately caring about people,
right?
I started to get
it comes naturally. You can't force things,
and it's not like a crazy amount of people, but now I've finally surpassed what I was making at Team Express during my day job, and it's like boom, like okay, it's making sense. Yeah. But like I'm not so focused on that, and I'm focused on legitimately texting people and
checking up and saying
how are you doing? How was your workout? How was your nutrition? Okay, this is, you know, what are the things that you know, what are some problems you faced during the week? You know, legitimately taking the time and effort to care about people.
Yeah, that's the difference.
And that's the only thing. Like the only way to really show that you care is to actually care.
I think. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it. I had to stop and be like, okay, you know, do I like this enough to do? Like once you stop and you're just like, what if I just did it? Just like,
are you doing it only to make it big, right, or are you doing it because
you're
love
just
it?
Like, it's not.
That's what I mean. So yeah, those were some of the things it's a mix of 2020
stuff,
you have
to mold them into 2021.
But I molded them to 2021.
I feel that.
Another one that I did was fill all t-shirt sleeves. I didn't do that because I started to cut down on weight.
Yeah,
I think I filled most of my t-shirt sleeves early in the year last year when I was thick.
You did.
But then I cut down a lot of my shirts.
Don't fit
me
funny
anymore.
Because all my shirts, I used to wear them and they used to be all like tight and stuff.
Super tight around your arms, upper body.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, man.
No.
Yeah, like my medium balance shirt is so loose on me.
That one that you got me, the white one that's like super tight.
Yeah.
No longer tight anymore.
If it's like
depressing.
Yeah. and I feel that it hurts me honestly, but at the same time, like I can walk around like shirtless and be confident in my body, and I feel good. But like now it's like, okay, well, it's kind of hard to find that balance because like once you're shredded, you like want to. All you want to do is build muscle.
You feel small, dude. You feel small. Little.
And then once you build muscle, all you do is feel fat.
It's like every time I look at that picture of me with the mask on when I was like, I ate whatever I want, and somehow I was like super. I don't know why I was that big in that picture. I don't think I was ever that big in my entire life. But it makes me look like I was massive. Yeah. Then I look at myself and I'm just like,
where did it all go?
Where's it at?
Where is it at?
It feels weird, man.
Yeah. But so, anyways, I think resolutions are good. I mean, like I said, like I feel like even if you don't make resolutions,
but see,
like
people
make positive checklists.
Yeah, the problem with resolutions is people like make them way unattainable.
Right, like then, way outside there.
And then like they'll be like, I need to lose 100 pounds. Like,
100 pounds is too much.
That's a big goal. And then by February they haven't lost, or they've lost like 10, and they're like, fuck, this is impossible.
This is impossible. Rather than taking the small steps.
And it's just like, that's a problem with. But I kind of just take it as like, I'm just gonna do what I did. Like if I'm on a track to something, I'm just like, whatever I did last year, I'm just gonna do better this year.
Yeah.
And whatever comes my way comes my way. It's the best way to attack it, I think.
Or like to reduce, like maybe a resolution thing that's like to reduce distractions or reduce negative things rather than actually like, you know, make a list of reducing negative shit.
I don't know.
Like drink less.
A lot of things that like this is the big thing is like I'm not a huge drinker, but I forgot who I was listening to, and he's like, the things we do as kids we should not be doing as adults. And it's like a lot of times, a lot of things that you look back and like the things that you used to do when you were like 19, 20, 21 should not be the same things that you're doing like now at 25. So there's certain bad habits that you do, like eating like shit or like skipping workouts or going and drinking a whole lot and like fucking up the next day. That's the thing that fucks me up the most is like when we used to go to Chicken Pickle on Fridays and we used to go get fucked up at the Saucer on Friday nights. It would fuck up my Saturday, bro. And I was like tired of that.
Saturday
I was like,
trash.
dude, I do not want to be hungover and not be able to lift and not be able to run and like
I gained weight overnight.
Dude,
I don't feel like working out.
So I was just like, and then my brother was like, always wanted to go to the pickle. I was like, bro, I don't want to go to the pickle.
But it's also fun at the same time.
But it's fun.
It's hard to like.
It's a balance. You have to find a balance, man. Yeah,
I agree.
I think that's a big thing to have.
Like for instance, like if you know you want to take like a specific off day, make it the day after you drink. You know what I mean? Eat lighter foods throughout the day, hydrate, do all those things. Like if you're taking those precautions, and
you'll be all right.
You'll be okay, but it shouldn't be every fucking week.
I don't know. I think,
but people make it.
To be quite honest, I guess this year there is one resolution that or maybe one or two. Mm-hmm. So one of them was now like for drinking, the only time I'm going to drink is when I'm celebrating something.
Yeah.
So there's no need for me to have like no. I mean, I know we go out and hang out and stuff like on the weekends and stuff, but like I'm just not going to drink. There's just no need for it. Mm-hmm. So like unless we're like celebrating someone's birthday or a significant event or like something happened and we're like, oh hey, this is a great deal. Like then you drink. And you have a drink.
Like when I was at the wedding and those were Crystal's.
Yeah, you're celebrating.
They were my friends too, but
go ahead.
I was celebrating and like having a good time.
Have a drink. Yeah, but it's not like every Saturday night for no fucking reason or Friday night. Just go get let's have a drink. Now like no need for that.
Yeah, and then whenever your brother left for Fort Worth. Like
it's like I got pretty a little tipsy that night. But it's like my brother's leaving. He's going on to some celebrating. It's cool. New Year's celebrating.
I totally agree.
Celebrating.
I think
certain things, but
keep it to celebrate. Obviously, like if having a celebration every week,
you can't just be like
shit.
Just like it's the first Friday.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, it's got to be a serious. No, I mean like seriously, like it's got to be a serious thing that's happened that we're gonna like. Then I'll have a drink. But like other than that, I'm gonna try not to. Yeah. You know. Certain extent.
So do you feel like for this upcoming year you're gonna what is your goal in like for this year? What do you feel like you want to obtain? Like okay, you rapped before, you were coaching or
doing all kinds of stuff. Last year was wild, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like if you knew me last year was crazy.
Can you try to
So dude, okay, so last year at the beginning of the year I was like I'm gonna get into fitness like big, right? Because I went to school for it and I spent pretty much a year fucking off. Like just working and just like dealing with my relationship problems and stuff like that. So I spent all 2019 was pretty much that. Mm-hmm. And then come 2020, I was like, I'm gonna really get into fitness. I'm gonna really take care of myself. Because at the beginning of 2020 was when I really like started tracking my macros and doing all that stuff. And I got pretty lean towards the beginning, which is when we took that picture. Yeah. And then I started actually coaching baseball because a family friend of ours was like, hey, dude, you like to coach this team? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it paid okay. I was like, but I kind of missed baseball, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then it was fun, but then it got short because COVID. So when COVID happened, and that's when I meant when time stood still. It was like everything kind of just like stopped. It felt like time was just like, because it still feels like COVID was like COVID hitting was like a couple months ago. It still feels weird, bro. It feels like we haven't been anywhere. Yeah. So like
Christmas and everything, New Year's.
Didn't it feel like New Year's was a long time ago though? It feels weird.
I don't know.
Everything's all fucked up, weird. Right? So this was all happening in like February, March. I was coaching and then it got cut off, and then I was like really like looking for something to do. Like I didn't have anything to do, so I was like, and I've always ran, so I'm gonna start running like super long distances. Mm-hmm. So then I started like running like every day, a whole bunch, and like cutting down, and then I did that 4x4 whatever in May, at the beginning of May. So I trained like 2 months for it, and I ran it with ease. And then I was like, that was fun and all, but now I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I was like, I'm looking for something to do because I ran, but I wasn't sure that's what I wanted to do. So I was like, so I started like fixing my book or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to start writing my book again, which it's already written. I was just editing it. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I was like, I'm going to try music because that's what I've been wanting to do forever. So I was like, I'm going to try it. So I tried it. And I tried that pretty much for the remainder of the year to find out that it's like, yeah, I like the idea of it, but like, do I really love it or do I just like to do it on this, like for fun? Mm-hmm. And it was just like when you're forcing yourself to write stuff down, you're forcing yourself to record. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do it. It's not that big in my life. So I was like, okay, now I figured out I'm good at running. I'm actually pretty decent at running. So like, I'm going to start running serious. So hopefully by either the end of 2021, I can run an ultra. So I'll run, long distance, like 20, like marathons, maybe ultra marathons in between 50 miles. Right. And then try to run like a big one, like at the end of 2021. And then hopefully COVID's cleared so that because all these races are getting canceled anyway. Mm-hmm. Actually, I was going to run one in March, I remember that one I told you about in Big Bend, and we were like, we should go to Big Bend.
That was February,
February, March. It doesn't matter. It got canceled. I got the email a couple days ago.
Okay,
they canceled it.
Yeah.
So that wasn't gonna happen anyway. Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. So I was like, well, maybe by the end of 2021. And then I also want to finally get my CSCS because that's something I've like done off and on. Yeah. And I was like, I fucked off for the last 2 years. Like it's time to do, like actually like get to like do
dial
something.
In.
Yeah, it's like it's time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the plan is to just like really like get in shape, like run, like lean out, and then kind of. I don't know, to be quite honest. I don't know if running's like I just like to run. It's fun, but I don't know if I'm gonna run competitively or if I'm just gonna do it for fun.
I think. Honestly,
but dialing in on health and like learning more about like studying the CSCS will like benefit me. So I don't know yet, but I'm gonna definitely run and work out. And
CSCS is a hell of an exam.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a hell of an exam.
But see, it's a little different. So I know it's gonna suck ass. I know it's gonna be hard. I'll probably fail the first time. But a lot of these things, bro, just because of my background in college, like I didn't realize. It's funny because I didn't realize how much information I had absorbed over the years and like over my time with with Phil and like Patrick.
Yeah, you'll see stuff you recognize.
Dude, there's a lot of in the first 4 chapters. I'm still reading because I'm taking it slow and taking a lot of notes.
Yeah,
I know these things already.
You're right.
Like I'm finishing out. Like I see a vocab word and I'm finishing out the definition before I even look at the book because I just know what these things are.
Right.
So I mean, it's a little different, but I mean, I'm sure the test is still going to kick my ass.
Yeah, it's a hell
just
of an
from how
exam.
you.
It's a hell of an exam. And
but I mean,
even with the 3 multiple choice answers that it provides you, you basically have a little bit of a 35% chance of picking the correct answer.
Dude, that's tough.
It's placed in such a way where all 3 answers are very, very
hard.
very
close. Well, the
close
potato question you told me about.
Very close to each other.
Well,
that's an example. So
I know
the question,
that was
tough. For people that don't know, it was asking whether it was best after a marathon. What is the best food to eat post marathon run?
Right.
And for a long distance runner. And so you have to take into account what is best for them to absorb and recover this and this and that. So I put bran muffin, banana, and a baked potato.
Yeah. See, when you ask me that question, just like thinking like carbs, fat, and like
you think
healthy
healthy carbs, something that that
easy
is
to put down. It's not heavy.
Right.
Banana. No.
You got to think about banana is a slow digestive carb. It takes a lot slower to absorb into the bloodstream. You need something that's quick, that has electrolytes.
Apparently potatoes are the
answer. Potatoes with salt on them.
Well, salt helps, yeah.
Absolutely, for electrolyte recovery and overall hydration. You think about those things. Bran muffin, it's too much fiber.
Bran muffin, I mean, that's too heavy. It's
too heavy.
Too much fat.
That's pretty much the one that I canceled.
That's pretty much the one that you're like, yeah, no.
But yeah, so and that's just like that's honestly one of the simpler. That's one of the simpler questions, but
that's so subjective. It's hard. It's a very subjective test.
It's very subjective, and the answer to that question is not located in the book.
No, that's what I'm worried about.
You will not see that, like, okay, eat banana before.
It's not a traditional test.
It does not have those specific answers in the book anywhere. It does not have that answer in there or type of question in the book whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very subjective test, and you have to think that like how the test wants you to think, how the book wants you to think.
I'm still on my first like full read through, so I'm gonna take some time. But that's why I'm giving myself the year because I know it's gonna be a tough.
I mean, test. It took me a year fucking at Team Express and all that shit.
So I'm gonna give myself the year. I'll probably take it beginning of 2022.
So
praying that COVID clears up because Jesus.
Right. I took the test in March.
Yeah.
Like a week. Like
I remember the funny thing was we were waiting.
Down.
We were at the gym. I remember you telling me it's like this point you're like, shit, are they gonna let me take the test? Yeah. I remember the gyms hadn't even really closed yet. Yeah. You're like, shit, are they gonna let me take this fucking test? Blah blah blah. Yeah. I was like, shit, I don't know.
I took it, and like 3 days later, they shut everything down.
That's wild, bro. That's crazy.
So Crystal made me take that exam. Like she is like, we have to do it. We have to do it now.
Yeah, it's
now or never
again. Yeah,
because this thing is spreading, and so we ended up.
Dude, the funny, and I tell people this all the time. I saw this coming.
Yeah,
I was watching this thing. The minute that I hear, like, I thought the same thing was going to happen with Ebola, like in 2014.
Yeah,
I was like, shit, shit's coming. No, but then this one happened. And I saw like they were saying, oh, this new virus in China, and I was like, wild, right? And then it was like, it spread here, and I was like, this motherfucker's coming right. It's coming right for us. And I watched it play out, bro. It was fucking crazy. I remember the girl I was talking to, Carla, at the time.
Yeah,
I was telling her because I was freaking out about it, like in late February. I was like, this is about to get really bad. She's like, no, we're gonna contain it. And I was like, dude, this is about to get really fucking bad. I called it, and it's so crazy. I was like, it's gonna get really bad. it's gonna get real bad. Boom,
and
it did.
It did.
It fucking did. I knew it. I called it.
Here we are.
But yeah. So, but the exploring thing.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, I mean, we did a lot of exploring in 2020.
We did.
So, like I said,
internally and externally.
Within our parameters, of course.
Yeah. Safely, we made sure we had the precautions.
We took necessary precautions. We were outdoors.
Dude, I had never
went hiking.
I had never done anything like that before,
and it was amazing.
And it was like super eye opening.
Yeah. So what did you feel like overall experience about the whole thing? Like, this was your first time this was my first time traveling to Portland.
Yeah, I'd never been to Portland.
So for people that don't know, we
went to Portland.
We went to Portland. So it was me, Elijah, my girlfriend Crystal,
and my brother,
and
Ethan.
His brothers. There's 4 of us, and we traveled up, and
it was fun, man.
Of course, like we flew, but we think about it. Hey, everyone's wearing masks.
It was pretty.
And there weren't that many people on the flight.
Yours,
not on mine.
Every single one that I sat and that I had, dude, I got screwed over.
But you have to also think about like, hey, they're cleaning more than ever.
Yeah,
the plane.
I mean,
even then,
you knew it was clean. It wasn't like dirt. It was pretty safe.
Yeah,
flying is pretty. It's pretty much. And if you look at any statistics, the amount that they clean it and everything, like being in a plane with everyone pretty much wearing masks, you're pretty much gonna be okay.
And then once we got to Portland, everything was outdoors anyways. Like,
which kind of sucked.
Which kind of sucked, honestly, because even restaurants were outdoors and it was cold.
Adam was getting pissed because he wanted to eat at that Korean place, and we're all giving him shit because it was like 40 fucking degrees and raining, and everything was wet. And we're like, I don't want to eat here. And you were like, I
didn't know where else to go. It's like, where do you want to go? I was like, what else?
We were all fucking pissed.
Because everyone else was saying that they wanted to eat inside. I was like, I don't know where people are saying food
we were going to
inside.
eat that fucking burger place, remember? And we like walked in and we were like,
there was no seats.
There was nowhere to, and we were like 15 minutes from the Airbnb.
That's right.
Like, she's going to be cold. Like, God damn
it.
That was a fucking disaster.
Other than that part, but I mean, like, what did you take away from like that whole trip? Like, I mean, that's like your first legitimate time, like going out, setting some time.
Well, I hadn't been, to be quite honest, I hadn't been on a plane since like 2010.
That's nuts, dude.
It's been a long time. Well, just because like we never had time.
Yeah.
And it was like, it wasn't, and it was kind of, that's kind of my, I don't tell my parents this, but I don't blame them. But like it was just baseball all the time. Like no, I was playing in the fall.
So busy.
I was playing in the fall, then I was playing in spring for traditional season. Then we're playing in the summer, and then the fall over and over. And then when I went to college,
same thing.
It's the same thing. It's just over and over and over. So I just haven't had any time.
Right.
And of course, like remember the middle school thing I was telling you, like they take spring break off.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. My dad was a coach, so we never had. We practiced during spring break. So I haven't had a spring break in a long fucking time.
Not mandatory practice.
Yeah. So and your dad's a coach. It's mandatory.
It's mandatory.
So anyway, so when we went, dude, it was like I had never been that far, like north.
Yeah.
And like it was just it was a whole different vibe.
A whole different area, bro.
Dude, the people are different.
Yeah.
The way like
everyone was so kind.
It just feels so different, bro.
Everyone
was
like,
kind,
oh my
God.
honestly.
Everyone was really nice.
Yeah.
Everyone was super nice.
The air was like crisp.
It was crisp. It was fresh. It wasn't like smelling like fat Mexican food.
Yeah, it was.
It just was different, man. It was like refreshing. It was just way different. Like, and we were hiking through those. Like the first hike we did when it wasn't raining and like kind of miserable. It was so eye opening, bro. It was like, oh my God, and looking out at the ocean and shit, bro.
Yeah,
like, big rock.
It
was just
your
like
serotonin levels go up, your dopamine levels. You just
feel happy, bro.
And you feel happy.
Like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is amazing.
Like you don't think about anything else in the world.
No,
you're just looking at
it's like an escape, bro. It's almost like you walk into this jungle and it's like an escape.
Yeah, you're like literally looking at this thing. Like that's how I felt too. Like I was like literally looking like on the West Coast and like wild. Seeing like just vastness and nothingness and just like the ocean. All you hear is just the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's just like fuck, bro. Like
it's eye opening, man.
It's so beautiful.
It's eye opening, and then like it also. I mean, we can talk about it. We smoked weed. It was very much legal over there.
Right.
It is a little too much lenient because they pretty much legalized absolutely everything.
Well, now they have. Yeah,
it's crazy. Even we saw some wild shit out there. I was like,
yeah, we did.
Some sketchy ass shit.
Some
but
shitting in the street.
I mean, it just opened my eyes, dude. Like this thing is like super illegal everywhere. But dude, I had the best sleep of my life.
Yeah.
And I slept on a fucking hard ass couch
with your jeans on.
With my jeans on. Yeah. Bro, I got so like just tired. I just passed the fuck out in jeans like every night.
Every night, and it was chill.
And it was just like, and you just feel great. You woke up refreshed. I was just like, I cannot fathom.
And we woke up, went to the gym, had a badass workout,
had a good pump. It was just like, what the hell?
It was nuts.
Why? And it just makes you question a lot of things. But it was just such a break from everything here, like work and really all this stuff. And at the time, I was like super like writer's block with like my music and like writing stuff. And I was like, damn, I just like it was good to get away.
Yeah,
it opened my eyes to a lot of things, which is why it opened up this whole year to like, okay, now you fucked around, you did all this shit. It's time to like
all right,
dial in.
Set on something and dial in.
It's time. And then when time comes, we'll take another trip somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's clears your mind is the best way to put it.
And you'll know, like, whenever you need to like go and like kind of escape things for a little bit and like see different places, like you'll know.
Yeah,
you'll know. And
I still haven't been to Vegas. I need to go to Vegas.
Vegas is amazing. I love
Colorado.
Vegas.
I need to go to Colorado.
Colorado is beautiful as well. Yeah, I mean, just taking the time to go.
The
places.
trips that I took as like a kid weren't like that. They were like, we're going to New York 3 times. Okay, let's go to California 3 times. I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
those are just like traditional places.
Like, man, let's go, like, it feels good to do something different.
Yeah,
I
agree. And I never thought I would ever travel to like Oregon or Portland.
And then we got to go to that Adidas store and like, we went to that Nike store, bro. That was sick, dude.
Like everything was really cool.
We saw so many cool things. Like just the way the city was like laid out was like so much different. Like people walk everywhere.
Yep.
Like remember like that place Breakside. Hey, Breakside.
Yeah, Breakside. I love
bro.
Breakside.
There's like a brewery.
Like has some like good beers,
dude. Good beer, good food. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They gave me that Jack and Coke that was like 64 ounces.
Oh yeah. That place is awesome.
Dude.
Man.
Yeah, dude. But it was crazy because it was walking distance from neighborhoods. They're in neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's like almost like it could be a house.
Yep.
Hell, that dispensary we went to was literally like a house.
Yeah.
It was like you could walk from a neighborhood.
And it's in a neighborhood, and the thing that blew my mind is whenever we went to this dispensary for the first time, I mean, we walked in and it was just like normal ass people,
bro. Like, hey, just like
hey, how can we help you?
Not sketchy. Like it was just like
it was very clean.
Yeah,
it was very
clean. It was like
they had security,
professional.
They had security there as
crazy.
well, but like it was so professional. It was clean, very updated, modern.
A lot of the ones we went to, even that other one across from Breakside, was super like that as
That's
well.
What I mean. That's what I was talking about.
Open and lit. It was bright.
It was bright, and they treat you just like any other store. Like you're shopping
for like
at any other store, candy.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. I mean, literally, you're shopping. But I mean, it's like any other store.
It's
wild,
like, man.
It's nuts.
Crazy.
It's nuts, and it's crazy to like see that and see that other people across the nation
don't experience this. They can't.
No, not only that, but like they're prosecuted for these sort of things
man.
and put into jail for these things. It's just like, man, it's nuts.
Well, I sit back and I think about it like that, but a lot of those times, those people are getting put in jail for this thing. It's normally not just that.
Well, true, but I mean, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole different conversation, but I see it both ways. But the point is that this thing, this plant, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I got the best recovery and sleep of my life.
I don't think I've ever felt as refreshed. Number one, we got a lot of sleep the night before, and then we went to go work out. I've never slept better
so comfortably
and gone to the gym. I told you loose.
I told you I was laying down in bed and I felt like the pillows and blankets engulf my body. And I was like in a little I literally felt like I was sinking into the bed, and like I felt like I was engulfed like in a cloud, and I passed out. And then for people that don't know, it's a funny story. You know the story. So
which one? The one about Jim when you noticed that like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Thing,
okay. No. So 2 things. The first one.
And then the dog. When I heard the dogs, like
yes. So your senses are obviously heightened.
Yeah.
Certain ones, not all of them. Obviously, like. Your reaction time isn't as good, but you hear things and see things differently. So there's one part on The Office. We're watching The Office really quick. And basically
Jim's talking to
Dwight,
Michael or something.
No, he's talking to
Dwight. Is it Dwight and Jim?
It's Dwight and Jim, and then the boss that doesn't like him. What's his name?
Oh, Charles.
And he's like saying something to him, and Dwight messes up his hair, and then he looks at the camera. It goes to Dwight, and it goes back to Jim, and his hair is
fixed.
His hair is automatically fixed again.
And you scared the shit out of me because you're like, "Whoa! Did you? You're like."
I was like, "Did you see that?"
And I was like, "What are you talking about, man? Relax."
Sure enough, we rewinded it, and I saw it.
And his hair, we went in slow motion. His hair changes. I was like, "What?"
His hair changes automatically.
That was like a split second thing, like a change in scene.
Change in
scene.
You
noticed, and I was like, "What?"
And then it was like the next scene somewhere else, and it was like
that
literally
was
this.
Yeah.
And then the second one. So TMI, but when I get up to pee at night, I don't turn on any lights because I want to try to stay sleepy. So when I get up in the middle of the night to pee, I sit down to pee. It's the only time I sit down to pee because I don't want to miss the toilet at night with the lights off.
See, I turn on the lights.
No, because if I turn on the lights, boom, I can't go back to sleep. It sucks. It's horrible. So I keep the lights off. I know where I'm navigating to overall, but I sit on the toilet and I pee. So after the night we had smoked, that first night, it was the
quad dog.
The quad dog. So it's a stevia or no
sativa. It's
sativa.
Like that was a hybrid. That was a mix.
Oh, it's a mix. Anyways, so I could tell I was high. So I was trying to plant my cheeks on the toilet.
It just felt like it was never.
And as I was continuing to bend down and try to place my ass on the cheeks, I never
placed your ass on the cheeks.
No, when I placed my ass on the seat, I never touched it. It felt like I was going down forever. I never touched it. And I just felt like I was squatting indefinitely, and there was no end.
There was no end inside.
And my ass didn't touch anything. I felt like I was gonna fall. And sure enough, I finally touched it. But bro, it was the weirdest fucking experience ever.
There was that, and then I remember weird. We were watching The Office. That's what we just did every night. We just pretty much every day was active as fuck. We were hiking, frisbee golfing. We hiked every day.
Oh, dude, that was a beautiful frisbee golf course.
And then we worked out every day.
Yeah.
So we were pretty much in all, we were tired at the end of it. I mean, we were pretty much tired. So we were like just gonna relax.
Right.
And then. We were sitting there watching it, and I felt like I heard a dog. But but the weird thing was like it felt like when I was trying to sleep, like I heard voices like everywhere, like somebody was partying outside. Nobody was.
And
there.
I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
I was like, "Yo, you hear that dog? There's a dog barking,
There's no
right?"
dog. There's no dog.
There was.
And then you paused. I was like, "Where's the dog?" And all I hear is like super
far
faint.
Away.
I'm like, "How the hell did you hear
Bro,
that?"
I don't know.
With the TV on.
I don't know, man. It was weird.
It was nuts.
It was crazy, but it's obviously it has its benefits. Obviously,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm a huge supporter of marijuana. It needs to be legalized. Let's go ahead and say that.
To make it clear, I am a supporter of it. To say that I would smoke now here in Texas, absolutely not. No, it's not worth the risk. Yeah, it's not. I'm not the kind of guy to go and like I need to like after we left, I was like I need it here. Like no, like everyone was like, remember that one guy was like you could take this back in a. And I was like no man, no fucking way, dude. That's stupid.
Yeah,
like it's just not. It's great. And it feels good on the body, and I'm sure one day it will be because we have CBD now.
Yeah,
but it's not worth the risks.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention these things were like medicinal grade things.
Medicinal, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not. When he told me that, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. You're crazy. Yeah, you're nuts.
I agree.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it just helped. The whole trip and all in all was super eye opening, super relaxing, and it's like something. It made me realize that I need to do it more often.
Yeah.
And more often than I thought I did.
And hopefully we can be able to do that safely as much as possible.
Yeah, with everything happening. I don't know. I feel like, is it true that Trump was holding back second dosages of the vaccine?
I don't know anything about that.
I saw that. I just think that like hopefully in 2022, like we can fucking finally like get away. I mean, everyone else has curved this bitch except for New England, or not New England, England itself. They got that new strain, and they're fixing it. They already went back in the lockdown, which I think is the answer. But hopefully, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So life can resume.
Yeah.
Because damn,
agreed. New Zealand's like 100% up and going.
Oh, they had concerts. Did you not see? They're having concerts and shit. Yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Full festivals and stuff. No mask. No.
I don't know, man.
But
change needs to happen.
Yeah, I think for 2021, focus on.
I think you got to quit focusing on like 2020. It's like so many memes and like it's funny, but like
in reality,
leave it
like,
in the past, man. Like
this is
like
a different time.
Like
look forward, push forward.
Short time didn't take each necessarily like
stop
go, but like I mean like use it like metaphorically. Like okay, that is over, and like move forward with something positive in your life now.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, that's the best way to approach 2021.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Yeah, solid. Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, that's the end of our episode. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have this uploaded tomorrow, which will be Saturday.
I'll put it on Monday. We'll have clips and we'll have this uploaded on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do that Monday. So Monday the 11th. Yeah.
The 11th.
The 11th. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you plan on spending your 2021. Let us know some of the things that you're planning on doing to improve your overall quality of life. Make sure you subscribe, give us a like, follow. We're going to be posting on all platforms as well, so you can search
everywhere.
Search for our podcast on any platform. We'll also put some clips on TikTok, Instagram.
I'm pretty sure
Twitter,
we're on
Facebook.
Amazon. I applied for Amazon. I think we got approved. I haven't checked. I need to check, but I'm pretty sure we're on Amazon now. So
we're definitely on Apple Music, Spotify, and
Audible. Well, if we're on Audible, then we're on Amazon.
Obviously on Amazon.
Then we're good.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Overcast, all that shit.
Yeah, Podbean.
The
Bean.
Bean.
Yep. All right, guys.
All right.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thanks so much.
Yeah.